What's going on? So out here on my walk, figure I just share my thoughts, on this shooting uh, at that Christian school there in Minnesota, and they shown online that over the last year or two, um, the last few mass shootings have been by trans people. Okay, that's a pattern. It's definitely something that should be paid attention to, and we should have a conversation about this, right? These people obviously are dealing with mental issues and they're prone to violence. And how they're able to still purchase firearms is beyond me. That should be a red flag off the top if a trans person goes into a gun store looking to buy firearms. It should raise all type of red flags, and there should be thorough background checks for sure. It's obvious mental illness. We know from a Christian lens perspective that these people are reprobate in their thinking. God has given them over to themselves. And so you're dealing with a godless human being, right? And that is the most dangerous of human beings. They no longer are led by the Spirit of the Lord when it comes to making decisions. They are in their base animalistic selves. And how these people are being tolerated in our society and being affirmed in their delusion is beyond me, right? And it just goes to show that this is the day and age that we're living in now. And I'ma always shed light on that demonic party, the Democratic Party that promotes this ideology and this agenda, right? On one hand, I kind of want to say, well, that's what Minnesota get, because this is what they voted for, right? And the irony of it all is I'm sure most of the people in that Catholic school probably are Democratic voters. So they voted for the very same policies that created that monster that went and took the lives of innocent children. And so, and I'm going to stand on that hill. I cannot see anybody who calls themselves a Christian, man or a woman, who calls on the name of Jesus, and they support a Democratic Party that promotes this godless agenda that creates transsexuals, that promotes them in women's sports, that promotes the abortion on demand, that promotes all these unrighteous things that go against the very faith that we say that we so love, right? It's beyond me. I am one to call out that person. You may be deluded, you may be uninformed, I don't know, but there is more than enough information out there to learn that this Democratic Party of today, we're not talking about the Democratic Party of yesteryear. Maybe at one time they were for the common man and for the better good of the poor. I don't think so, right? But maybe at one time there were those in that party that were trying to push it in that direction. But that is not the party of today. That party is a Marxist, anti-Christ, anti-American, anti-family party, right? And it pushes this LGBTQIA plus agenda in the schools, in the churches, in society, and it creates these type of people that went and did that evil act at that Christian school. It's a hate crime, and it should be investigated to the fullest. I personally believe he had help. That's just my honest opinion of it all. His parents should be held accountable. There were many red flags, and nobody spoke up and spoke out about this man's mental decline. And everybody around him, I'm sure, was affirming him in his delusion. So thank God he's at a place where he needs to be and should be. And that's one less dark soul to commit more evil crime. And this really gets under my skin because I know it's so preventable. But at the same time, Minnesota, stop voting for those policies that's creating people like that. Take some responsibility, Minnesota. As long as y'all keep voting Democrat and keep voting those perversion policies, this is what you're going to get. And I'm gonna end with this, right? Isn't it something how the mayor of Minneapolis come out and defended the trans community because, of course, now that we're shedding light on that demonic, weirdo community, right? The mayor wants to defend them. Isn't that ironic? You know, not the Christian church, not the Catholic school, not the parents, not the children that lost them lives, but the trans weirdos that committed this act and that are committing these acts. That's my take on it today, and it's gonna be my take on it tomorrow. So we'll end it there. If you like what I do, hit me with a sub, hit me with a like, and hit me with a comment. I welcome it all. Until next time.